All right, we're live. Where my goat's at is. Oh, you're too.
Oh
We were
man,
backstage talking about how I reformatted my wife's work computer. Oh, what am I hearing? Well, am I hearing music?
that's not
Hold
from
on,
me.
not from you. Hold on
No,
a
no
second.
music.
I am hearing some music.
What is the music?
It's like, oh, hold on a second. Oh, it's coming from my other browser.
Okay, I was going to say.
Okay, hold on a second. I have to shut that down. Okay.
Got to close Skyrim soundtrack 10-hour loop.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, so what are we doing today? What are we doing is okay. So we're gonna see if we're gonna go over a Mike Ben's video about the CIA, their relationship with training dolphins, and there's going to be a profanity warning. I was thinking, Paul, on the either on your channel or mine, in the more not not now or not in the recent future, but we still need to do that one where we just go peruse ancient coins and look up
Hell
ancient
yeah.
coins we like. That would be a good one.
Hell yeah, 100%.
The
Love
other
that stuff.
Kruger, I don't know who the other Kruger is.
Oh, because of this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because of the I didn't realize that.
All right, let me get the video up. Okay, profanity warning for the video we're about to watch. If anybody is delicate, it offends your sensibilities, don't watch it, Paul. Let's get going.
I guess I have to go.
For joining me on a Saturday night. You're here weirdly. You click the link and you are going to be listening to my lecture presentation on CIA attack dolphins. Where has your life led you? Where has it all led you? Back to me. The reason we are doing this is I do a weekly stream for my monthly subscribers, my lovelies. And we did 5 hours on like Tuesday night. And tomorrow we're doing another 5-hour stream. And I simply won't have time to get to all of the crazy cool shit that I have found mining the CIA reading room for declassified, once top secret intelligence documents about dolphins. I just will not have time to get to it tomorrow night. And it's been eating me up like a cancer from the inside all day today. Like, when am I ever going to get the chance to talk about this? This is going to take a couple of hours to get through all this crazy shit. It's unbelievable. And then
I think we're off to a good start already, but we have a super chat. So €5? Is that euros? That's pretty cool.
Or pounds. No, sorry, that is euros. Yeah, no, that is euros. The pound is the one. Yeah.
Yeah. Top, what'd you think of reviewing Bethel Church Insanity clips? What tier of patron?
Oh yeah, some guy sent me like a bunch of like insane Bethel clips to review, like just as a chill stream review thing. It's up in the air. It's like, well, in the end, none of my supporters have like a unilateral, hey Paul, do this please. It's more like I get a series of options. I give them a series of options I'm ready to do, and I try to make them nice and diverse, and they vote out of that. Otherwise, everything else is just purely my discretion. So it's like a yes, a maybe, not sure. My content schedule is going to be pretty packed. So I'm not sure if I can do that unless Jeff himself wants to do that as something for another time. I'd be down for that. But yeah,
I'd be down for that. Yeah, we could do that sometime. My problem in terms of content is I have like longer form or more research based non-reaction stuff. I have a big list of, but the problem is that my new job is way busier and I'm traveling and I'm in New York and stuff like that. So it's hard I don't have the time I used to have where I had a lot more free time at my last job. So, so something I could just chill and react to, without especially without preparation would be nice. Just to chill with people.
That's right.
I got a big smorgasbord of in people subscribing for various wild different things. It's hard to keep everybody happy, you know.
True.
So, but that can I send you the video by mail? Yes, yeah, sure. You can get my email.
Send the video by mail. What does that mean? He's going to print out every frame and put it in your PO box.
Email or whatever. Yeah, we can do that with. If I don't know if you have my email, or maybe get it from Paul or something like that.
Yeah, too easy.
Also,
pro tip, because each of these videos, from what I've seen, they're like half an hour long, right? I don't know if you're wanting to go through the whole thing today or not, but I'd suggest you put it at 1.5 times speed as well.
Yeah, let's do that. I don't think we're going to get through the whole thing. Let's try it at 1.5, and then no, where's my speed?
Playback speed. It's right there in the.
Oh
in
yeah,
the
I see it. Okay, yeah. Sorry, let's do 1.25, and because I don't want it to be fast. Yeah, let's what we should do one time is play Ben Shapiro at like 1.5.
Oh,
see if we can react to
that. Okay, Eminem.
All right, let's go. If there's anything interesting, tell me to pause.
Then I thought, well, I don't have time to get to on tomorrow's stream because that's going to be 5 hours of our Pistachio Wars walkthrough. So the only time I have to do it is tonight, since I don't have plans tonight. So I don't typically do these public streams, but I figured, what the hell? Let's just rock and roll. And with that being said, here's where we're going. Okay, we are going to be going through Project Oxygas and its successors. $10 from decentralized media, people. 2 dolphin emojis. Thank you, dolphin. Back at you. I don't know, I've never really tried dolphin before. I don't know if I said some sort of racial slur in dolphin there accidentally. All right, back to it. This is a special CIA project that started in the 1960s called Project Oxygas, which was conceived for the purpose of utilizing bottlenose dolphins for underwater attacks against enemy shipping. Also included delivery of weapons packages by dolphin, attacks on a variety of ships by dolphin, doing harbor and coastal reconnaissance missions, spy dolphins, attaching cameras to dolphins and using them to photograph sensitive sites around the world, resupply operations using dolphins, placement of sonar, acoustic, and seismic buoys using dolphins, placement of rocket detection units using dolphins, and even doing trace element collectors, including of nuclear, radioactive material, and others using dolphins. We're going to be going over the use of dolphins for delivery of military payloads, which by the 1960s, the CIA had already determined the technical feasibility of which has already been established. We're going to be going over how the CIA literally uses the term asset for its dolphins. The dolphin is a potential sensor emplacement asset. Oh, flipper, the CIA asset. Attach an acoustic noisemaker to the dolphin. Attach a camera to the dolphin. Attach a radio transmitter to the dolphin so it can hear the handler. And then even using dolphins for biological warfare. The dolphin could possibly carry a sampler for biological warfare material. They're going to plant the next damn coronavirus. It's not going to be a pangolin. It's going to be delivered by dolphin. All right, that and much, much more. But I started with this post because it hit me today as I was walking along the tidal basin here in the swamp. It's a beautiful sunset. And I thought, dolphins are on the extinction list, right? I remember growing up in like elementary school and they were like, the dolphins, they're going to go extinct. We need to save the dolphins. And I was thinking, as I'm just pouring over all of this, and I'm thinking, given how extensive the CIA, the military, the Navy has worked with, because we're going to say this is not just the 1960s and 70s. They were using dolphins in the Vietnam War. They were using dolphins in the Iraq War. We have $73 million military contracts for dolphins as of 2 years ago. $70 million, $73 million. This is an industry. This is a military contractor industry. Hundreds of millions of dollars worth of grants. We were using them around the Nord Stream pipeline, defense dolphins against Russian attack dolphins. And so I put on my, let's pretend I'm in the CIA hat. And I think, God, if I was in the Navy or the CIA and I see a dolphin and it's not one of our dolphins, I'm shooting that thing on sight. You don't know if that's a spy dolphin. I can't. I'm just a civilian. I can't be the only one to think that. I'm sure every 3-star, I'm sure every admiral, anyone who's ever been anywhere near these programs must think the exact same thing. Is that our dolphin? Or is that an Iranian dolphin? Is that a North Korean dolphin? Is that a Syrian dolphin? Is that a Russian dolphin? It doesn't have a tag on it. Could be a spy. Oh shit, they're onto our nuclear submarine. And they've just been killing all these dolphins since the 1960s. Is that why in the 1990s, when I'm in like middle school, they're on the extinction list? And not just that, not just the CIA. Do you think the Russians don't know about what I'm about to tell you, what the North Koreans don't know? If the CIA isn't killing these dolphins, then the Syrians and the Iraqis and the Vietnamese and the Russians and the Chinese, they'd be crazy not to. They see a dolphin anywhere in the South China Sea and it's not a Chinese or a Vietnamese or a Myanmarese dolphin, they'd be crazy not to kill it. It might be a CIA spy. So already, right off the top, the collateral damage of the spy versus spy goddamn dolphin war has got to be killing dolphins all over the world or all over the universe.
Wow.
If you take a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, thanks for all.
All right, your thoughts so far, Paul.
I mean, like, if that does actually pan out, that this wasn't just, oh, they experimented with it, they dabbled with it, but it failed. If it actually pans out that, like, no, they got some stuff to work with it, and it is still happening, or at least was happening for some decades, then that is an out of nowhere feasible explanation for extinction level events on dolphins.
Why don't they use sharks instead? Because, well,
True.
first of all, you can't get laser beams on sharks, right? That's what we learned in Austin Powers. But I think because sharks are dumb, dolphins are smart. Wouldn't that be the main reason? Yeah.
Retro, how about like we biologically engineered dolphins to basically have like shark attack ability and like jaws and that?
Yeah, or get unruly dolphins. Maybe we need orcas or something like that. So
it'll be called
they're,
the dark.
orcas are just big dolphins, right?
True. Attack orcas. So attack orcas. That's basically sea tanks right there.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going.
For all the fish, so long and thanks for all the fish frame of this. Angel X Death for 5. A dolphin Hitler. Shit. Adolf. Adolf. These dolphins are like the great villains of history. So now, how did my retinal activation system get fixated on dolphins? It's because a couple years ago, I got a little bit interested in this around the time of the Nord Stream explosion, when there was this constellation of like media headlines where they were saying Russian attack dolphins may be responsible for blowing up the Nord Stream pipeline. And if only we had given more money to defense contractors for our defense dolphins, we could have stopped the Russian attack dolphins in the Black Sea. And I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. You gotta be fucking kidding me. But then, like, the noise just kept getting ramped up, and I kept seeing these Russian attack dolphins everywhere. And I think I made a post about it last night. This was a post over 2 years ago where I said people forget how big the media surround sound was on the threat of Russian militarized dolphins. NPR, NBC, Politico, Newsweek, The Guardian, USA Today, all of the biggest media outlets in the United States, all of them were doing Russia deploys combat dolphins to the Black Sea front line, specially trained combat dolphins. Russia stepping up security at Black Sea with base of spy dolphins in Sevastopol. Maybe that's why we can't seize Crimea. Russian training dolphins for defense in Ukraine war. Russia boosts its dolphin patrols to protect Crimean naval base. And I'm like, really? Are they really doing that? Because it sounds like some shit we would do and project onto them. And then, lo and behold, what hits my feed today, or last night, I'm like putting on my tuxedo. I'm getting ready for my penguin march as I'm like going to the internet to look up how to put a clip-on bow tie on. And, I see this.
Kamikaze dolphins. The Persians want to strap mines to dolphins to weaponize the strait. These rogues are desperate. The blockade's already forced 45 ships to do a 180. And now the Pentagon is using AI to hunt down Iranian mines. The president says it's basically already over. Kamikaze dolphins.
And already, listen, I am not opining on the Iran situation on this, beyond this. Suffice to say that but there's certain lines. When I see this, kamikaze dolphins are now the thing happening.
The Persians want to strap mines to dolphins.
I'm replaying this for a reason. Give me a second.
Dolphins to weaponize the strait. These rogues are desperate.
When I see this, because remember, with love and respect, Secretary Hegseth said openly that the media should use the word desperate to describe whenever Iran does something, we have to say desperate. So I just don't like this back-to-back of like kamikaze dolphins. All right, heard that before, and I just posted this. Heard kamikaze dolphins 6 times now in 4 years. North Korea creating dolphin army of kamikaze dolphins. Syria creating dolphin army of kamikaze dolphins. Russia creating dolphin army of kamikaze dolphins. Iran creating dolphin army of kamikaze dolphins. And then I see the framing is like exactly what we have been instructed as the media by the Pentagon directly to say it as, that this is, I'm like, it drives me a little crazy because none of this has ever been proven. This has never actually been, if you look into any of these media reports, it's not like forensically proven that they're doing this. The only place it's been forensically proven is us. And I'm going to walk you through all of these documents here in a little bit about how the CIA went around capturing schools of dolphins and then dragging them to San Diego and Hawaii and then training them to blow shit up, carry payloads, spy, you name it. So I do want to say, though.
How do you capture a school of dolphins? That's pretty impressive in and of itself, let alone train them.
Honestly, maybe there has to be some kind of bait, surely.
Or do you would have to trap them, like, right?
Well, yeah.
Like get them into like an area and then just like close it off and then
maybe one of those shark cages that you see a bit.
It would have to be like a wider net, right? Because schools of dolphins are in a like a wider area.
Maybe he meant like that's like how many. Maybe they're capturing him still like on an individual level, but that's just like how many they were picking up. It wasn't just 1 or 2 dolphins; it was whole schools worth.
Yeah. Did you ever watch that anti-SeaWorld documentary with the
no,
the blackfin or blackfish or whatever, the one where they go over how like the orcas have the killer whales have these. They basically have different languages, Okay, and different tribes, basically. So North Atlantic dolphins can speak to each other, and they might not be able to speak to South Pacific orcas and that sort of thing, right? So SeaWorld would grab these these orcas from these different tribes, and then they would fight each other. They wouldn't be like each other or something like that. They would be speaking different languages and different orca languages and stuff like that. So I guess it makes sense that you would want a school of dolphins. Yeah, I don't know if I know orcas are a type of dolphin in the dolphin family. So it would make sense you would want a team of, assuming that's a similar trait as orcas, you would want dolphins that can at least work together, not be pissed off with each other. I can't believe this is just an awesome topic. I'm sorry. A long contested topic in Thomism. I don't know if that's true or not. We're still trying to figure out if we can kiss our wives. We'll get to.
We'll sleep in the same bed.
We'll get to. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have made that joke.
Is marital hand holding concupiscence?
or will we or can dolphins talk to each other or from different orcas? Many deny it seems to require intellect, but that's not a. Oh, it's okay. This is legitimate. He's not joking.
Sheesh. Okay.
Don't take the Thomist too seriously.
Well, as far as I'm aware, it is basically proven.
I'm a universalist when it comes to pet. Is eye contact with a wife? I don't know. Have to veil your wife or something like that. All right, let's keep going with the dolphins. Sorry for making fun of the Thomists, but they deserve it.
Oh, that before we get into the actual source documents, what do I think is going on here? Why would, and this is just a theory, why would this come
game
out?
Theory.
Right. We know that Iran is deploying speedboats to mine the Strait of Hormuz. Why do they need to throw in dolphins? Well, war propaganda, it kind of makes them look like a cartoon villain type thing. It kind of adds to the craziness. It makes them. But here's the thing: you can't use that argument when we have 80 years worth of attack dolphins just in our own declassified history. We used attack dolphins as of 3 years ago in the Black Sea. We used attack dolphins in the Iraq War, in the Vietnam War, in the Korean War. We're constantly using attack dolphins. So if this propaganda is being planted to make anyone who uses attack dolphins look like a cartoon villain, this is just not a good look. Don't run with this story. This is a self-report. You are posting your else. But I guess if 99.99999% of the American public has no clue we do this, then it's useful. But I don't think it is because it relies on you being retarded. So that's one. So why?
Okay, hold on a second.
And this is just my speculation. I'm so what?
Yep.
You know who this guy? I mean, for one, he has similar tone and mannerisms as well. But do you know who he also really looks like?
Who?
A.D. Robles.
Oh yeah,
you can see it, eh?
Yeah, maybe it's he definitely has the facial hair, and I guess around the eyes too. Yeah,
eyes, the bald head, of course, all of that, and his great expressiveness. I wonder if this guy has some Latino in him as well. Surely
he might. I think he's of Jewish heritage or something. I'm not sure.
I can hear that in the voice. He's like, hey, I'm very much talking like this. Oh yeah.
Well, that could be a New York accent sort of thing. Well, because so many Jewish people come from the New York area, they pick up that accent, that sort of thing. So it's weird. Living in New York during the week, there's so many people from so many different countries and stuff, and the native white New Yorkers have that. The working class people have a much, a settled New York accent that the transplants don't have. It's kind of interesting. But can they talk to the dolphins? No.
Sure.
Let's just
Eddie.
Hey, yes, we are the classic dude. We're the OGs.
Absolutely. Exactly. Yeah.
And sometimes you got to do something fun as opposed to, let's go over the 5,000th Sola Scriptura debate. Maybe maybe a new point will be made. No.
Why? Who would plant such a story? By the way, CNN covered it. and I haven't even watched this clip. I just have it as a link fest. Let's check this out. Iran is contemplating suicide dolphins. Dolphins equipped with mines to go after. Now listen, I'm sorry, but Shiite Muslims don't even use suicide bombers. Okay, that's the Sunni Muslims. You don't see Iranian suicide bombers. You see like ISIS and Al Qaeda ones. The Shiites don't do this whole suicide bombing thing. But we're now to believe that they are going to use like suicide dolphins. Like, you see what I'm doing? Saying they're trying to conflate like Sunni suicide bombers with Shiite. They're trying to like kind of like. And again, listen, this is not like some Iran thing that I'm saying. This is just like This is not good propaganda. There's good propaganda. There's bad propaganda. There's smart propaganda. There's dumb propaganda. This is in the bad/dumb category. Take this as advice, military planners. Move on to the next one from this. Okay, we see what you're trying to do here, which is like conflate Sunni suicide bombers and making it look like this is the kind of Iranian strategy and this is the thing to worry about. But maybe try a different angle if you're going to do that, because
didn't they do a suicide bombing in Beirut or no? In the early 80s?
Well, that if that was, it probably would have been their proxies like Hezbollah.
Hezbollah. I think is Hezbollah Sunni or no? I thought they were Shia. I thought they were Shiite, but I know Iran has a relationship with Hamas, which is Sunni.
They do, yeah. Oh no! Apparently Hezbollah is Shia. So I wonder. So who did the Beirut suicide bombing?
Was that a suicide bombing, or was that just a regular bombing?
Marine barracks bombing, suicide attack. Let's see who did it. I'm looking at Wikipedia right now. Oh, interesting. Islamic Jihad Organization was a Shia Lebanese militia known for its activities, blah, 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 and Hezbollah. Apparently, they both claimed responsibility, and it was a suicide attack. That's interesting. Maybe it's like not their normal mode of operation, but they thought, this time it's probably the most effective.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it's not. Other militaries have done that in history themselves. Like once off, we need to just send it.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, but he's right. I think it's more a Sunni thing. But that was the one counterexample I could think of. Okay.
This is, as we're going to see in these documents, this will come back to boomerang against you if you pump this up. If you give this story mimetic gravity, it will boomerang back. But let's just listen to this. I haven't seen this. Caitlin Collins, CNN.
Let's have them go dark and still deliver that oil to China. I mean, there's a physical blockade. They literally cannot do that right now.
This is a physical blockade. They're not able to send their oil and the resources to China. And a vast majority of their oil exports were going via sea. To give you a sign of the desperate measures they're contemplating, the Wall Street Journal reported today that
he did it again. Desperate. That's Fox News and CNN.
Going via sea. China and a vast majority of their oil exports were going via sea. To give you a sign of the desperate measures they're contemplating, the Wall Street Journal reported today.
They both use the exact same phrase, that this is a sign of their desperation. Both the left-wing CNN and the right-wing Fox News. They're using the exact talking point that they were told to from the Pentagon friggin' podium.
They're contemplating measures like suicide dolphins, dolphins equipped with mines to try to go after U.S. ships. So that's not a measure which projects real strength.
Wait, I'm sorry. You have to.
Oh, I think we're going to get demonetized here, folks.
I think look, I just want bro to get to the documents. Like, we get it. U.S. propaganda.
We can skip around. Okay, let's let it go for a little bit. Then we can skip forward a little.
How would that even work?
So this has been discussed in the past by the Iranian regime that
they want to strap bombs to dolphins.
To dolphins with mines to go after U.S. ships. Now that's
lasers.
That's a pretty crazy asymmetric tool. But this is some of the measures that are being reported right now.
They said they talked about it in the past. Is this going to be like this is exactly what they did with the Gerasimov doctrine? Oh my gosh. Okay, I have to make a note of this because I'm not going to let this go. For new people here, i.e. people who have not been a part of the 132 private streams that we've done, we're going to have to do a little bit of a dive into this. Holy moly. 50 from Linda, WPHD. They're creating such a rhetorically calloused view of dolphins. Make dolphins expendable despite being near sentient beings and going extinct. Yeah, well, actually, we're going to get into that expendable thing because that's actually one of the things that is touted by the CIA in these documents. They literally talk about the benefit of dolphins being expendable. They have this whole thing on actually it's more efficient because if they die, it's not a big deal. It's just a dolphin. But I do want to just play this. Let's see. Hegseth, media desperate. Because this just bothers me. The framing, right?
Yet some in this crew, in the press, just can't stop. Allow me to make a few suggestions. People look up at the TV and they see banners. They see headlines. I used to be in that business. And I know that everything is written intentionally. For example, a banner or a headline, Mideast war intensifies, splashing on the screen the last couple of days, alongside visuals of civilian or energy targets that Iran has hit, because that's what they do. What should the banner read instead? How about Iran increasingly desperate? Because they are.
So you should change the chyron. It shouldn't say Middle East war intensifies. It should say Iran increasingly desperate. So instead of saying that the Middle East war is intensifying because of these goddamn Iranian kamikaze dolphins. Both Jesse Waters from the right and Caitlin Collins from the left use the phrase desperate to describe a uncorroborated theoretical, hey, maybe they've talked about this in the past, probably because they were referring to the stuff we were actually doing.
All right, let's go find the docs.
They both use the word that they went straight to running the Carnegie Endowment for publishing about how could my congressman approve this insane funding, and they're going to need political headway to approve all this money. And we have a big problem right now strategically in the Strait of Hormuz, which is that if we send any humans in, they are likely to get killed because it's right up against the Iranian shoreline. This is not like our air campaigns where we had pretty much carte blanche over air. Our military bases have been, at least according to the recent reports, I don't know if you saw like Kuwait bases, the CNN investigation, I think this just came out like yesterday, 16 military sites. So if you are on the ground, you're getting bombed to high hell. And coming home in body bags is the quickest way to kill domestic support for a war. So we don't want to use humans to do it. And if you send in vessels, those are easy to be targeted by missiles and drones.
Right,
so what do you let? Dolphin genocide, mullahs. That's like, listen, this is a human rights violation. They're on the extinction list. Okay, so dolphins are naturally occurring to the strait. So we'll never see them coming. The Iranians are going to have to, does that have a tag in Farsi? Is that one of our spy dolphins or is it one of theirs? If it's not one of ours, kill them. The Terciops, the Dunkus, the Dunkadunk. Look at that. Were they always native there or did we start planting them there in the 1990s? I wonder, were they always there? Did dolphins have a population increase to the area after the 1979 Iranian Revolution? I'm just curious. I'm not putting a cloud coin on it. Just listen, I am just a humble, aspiring marine biologist. I'm just curious. Okay, this is probably going to go 4 hours. I have at least 4 hours worth. I probably have 40 hours worth of stuff to talk about this. But I want to make sure that we get to everything that I found in the CIA reading room on all of this because it's just fucking insane. It's probably going to take me about an hour to get through all of the meta things as table setting that will help us to interpret what's in these documents. So just for my own ease of mind, 1 hour from now, so at the 140 mark, we'll turn to this. So let me explain. First of all, I want to see, he said that when Caitlin Collins asked our CIA NGO guy, let me see the exact language he pulled, and then let's find the source document on that because I suspect there's a Gerasimov doctrine situation going on here.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Oh, by the way, I have all 5 videos that are broken up from this guy's stream in the description. So if we skip anything, it's there for everybody who wants the full stuff.
You have to, how would that even work?
So this has been discussed in the past by the Iranian regime that
this has been discussed in the past by the Iranian regime. Okay, so they were before, okay, just to answer our dolphin question here, $2 from Angel X Death, bomb the nuclear dolphins for the gays. Yeah, that's where we are. In the big 2026, that's where we are. We're here now. You are here. So it has been discussed in 20 from Brody Sava. Group participation activity, put NMMP, Sam Ridgway, Advanced Biological Systems in your favorite AI.
Get to the CIA attack dolphins. That's what
attacks against enemy ships. Okay, so they're saying they're going to do what we do with these damn dolphins. Okay. And that's how they would do it. They just place it. They're placing the explosives on the propeller of the ship. There's a bunch of stuff in these BT boats. Now let's get to the source of this. By the way, they were there before. Researchers recorded dolphins around the Strait of Hormuz in 1973, 1974. In 1884, there were humpback dolphins, but we want to know the bottlenose dolphins. 22 Iranian records, 1970. So it looks like 1973. That's very interesting. 1973. You guys know why that's very interesting? That dolphins were first detected in 1973. That's exactly when the most severe event in Middle East history happened. 1973 oil crisis. That was when the 1973 Yom Kippur War happened. When Egypt, I mean, this is like the seminal event in U.S.-Israeli military history.
So we put dolphins in during the oil crisis, is I guess what his.
I'm pretty sure if you look back at the Grok screen he had open, that it actually said there was a survey in like the late 19th century that saw dolphins. I'm pretty sure that was on his Grok screen.
Native dolphins.
Israel taking out our enemies, basically, during the oil crisis. This was really when the special relationship got consolidated after some controversies between 1948 and 1973. And that is when dolphins first appear in the Strait of Hormuz. What are the odds? What are the odds it would happen exactly then? When we know that a full decade before, starting in 1962, the CIA was successfully using dolphins for attack, spying, espionage, sabotage operations. And in fact, in Vietnam, we were using them before 1973. So we were already successfully, according to ABC News, in 1970, 5 Navy dolphins were deployed to discourage underwater saboteurs from entering the water and blowing up a U.S. Army pier. From 1965 to 1975, dolphins were used in Vietnam. So starting in 1965, we were deploying attack dolphins to Vietnam.
Just got to reply to this comment. You don't want to bring up the emus with it. Paul's Australian. That's a sore point.
It's it's very triggering for me and my people. So Eddie asks you respect us.
Yeah, like his people lost a war against emus. Right? You lost a whole war.
According to the U.S. Naval Institute,
Jeff, I'll find where you live.
What's that?
I'll find where you live.
Dolphins successfully defended an ammunition pier targeted by the Viet Cong Special Forces swimmers. Once the dolphins were on the scene, the raid stopped. That's from the U.S. Naval Institute in 1970. The write-up of the CIA and Special Forces and Navy successfully using dolphins in 1970. And then bottlenose dolphins then first appear in 1973. Right as the Yom Kippur War and the friggin' OPEC Arab oil crisis pops off. That's insane. Let me make sure that's because I saw there was a reference to the 1800s. I want to make sure before we merge this to master the full scope of this, because I have to know the origin of these. If Iranians are going to be weaponizing these kamikaze dolphins, I want to know, is this blowback? Did we plant bottlenose dolphins in the Strait to help win the Yom Kippur War in 1973? And now there's blowback because the Iranians are taking those same dolphins to try to attack American ships? I have to know. All right, let's see. A marine mammal study, 2 records in the Strait of Hormuz. Wait, where's the 1973? All right. Marine Mammals Review cites an older 1884 bird of humpback dolphins. That's not, we're not looking for humpback dolphins. We're looking for bottlenose. Let's see. Okay. The review says that they occur through the Indian Ocean, 22 Iranian records, 2 from the Strait of Notes, 1973 observations. Okay. You don't see a post-79 boom. How strong is the evidence in 1973 versus?
Let's pause quickly here.
Also, are there bottlenose dolphins there or just humpbacks? I have my autism.
Okay.
Holy yap. This guy is just going, I mean, I'm sure he's fun elsewhere, but just as the start, this is like all over the place. Like he's not even gotten into the whole, okay, what is the evidence of like MKUltra dolphin use, whatever, by the CIA?
Well, I think we're using MKUltra kind of a little loosely, like they're they're training the dolphins, right? They're not
right.
They're not like, I hope they're not
interfacing.
Like I mean, that's
my main thing is like he's introducing this topic, and instead of like actually, okay, let's go through it methodically, he's just skipped ahead already to, oh, maybe the US used it in the Yom Kippur War and blah blah blah, stream of consciousness stuff. It's like, well, mate, you haven't even showed us how the US has used it yet. We haven't even. Bro, this guy is like boring me because of this. It's just an ADHD stream of consciousness as one with ADHD.
Your ADHDs aren't matching.
Bro.
All right, we'll skip.
I hate it when I see it in other people. That's the thing. I'm okay when it comes from me, but not when I see it with other people.
Yeah, you always hate most what you see in yourself, right?
Exactly.
I know this. Also, was there an increase?
All right, let's.
Nothing before 1973 except one book from 1884 with an unconfirmed reference to some humpbacks. They brought CIA dolphins to the Strait of Hormuz to win the fucking oil embargo, to diffuse the 1973 oil crisis while people were waiting an hour in line at the gas station to fill up their Ford. The bottlenose dolphin, they're common and widespread, not until 1973. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? All right. Was there an increase in military statecraft linked detention to dolphins around the Strait of Hormuz in 73?
All right, skipping.
It's offensive. It's offensive. Speculation. It's not speculation. We literally
hold on a second.
1960s. And they were not declassified until 55 years later. Okay, say 2019. So it took 55 years to declassify this. So we won't, at that rate, we wouldn't have any sort of mandatory declassification review potentially. 73. So we're at what, 2028? And they probably wouldn't do it because the Iran situation is so sensitive. They'll probably just not declassify those until there's peace in the Middle East. Just fucking never. Are you guys as interested in this as I am? How's the chat feeling? The Navy also notes decades of classification fed rumors. In the 1973 film, The Day of the Dolphin helped reinforce offensive attack dolphin speculation. It's offensive. It's offensive. Speculation. It's not speculation. We literally just covered this. It's right here. It's right here. Utilizing the bottlenose dolphin for underwater attacks.
Okay, so that movie, because I have perused some of these videos ahead of time. That movie was about like them training attack dolphins. And then one of the dolphins like tries to like kill the president or something.
That's mad.
I gotta see. Hold on a second. Let's see. Day of the Dolphin.
So is this some movie that like it had some kind of military connection where they kind of fed the idea, or was it just coincidence? Or
some of these things leak out. Like so in like UFO stuff, like there are like Men in Black incidents and all, and then I guess it seeps into the public consciousness, and then they make a movie or something like that. Let me see. Day of the Dolphin streaming. Where to watch online? It's on Prime Video. Oh, but you have to rent it for money. I'm not renting that. Canopy for free? What is Canopy? I've never heard of that streaming service. And Hoopla. That's free too on Hoopla. I've never heard of Hoopla. But you can rent it for $3 or buy it for $9 from Amazon.
Right.
Bruh. Day of the Dolphin. Okay, hopefully somebody posts clips on YouTube. That should be enough.
On enemy ships, all manner of ships, varieties of ships. These are offensive attack dolphins. I just have a cleaner highlight here. Weapons packs, attacks and varieties of ships, underwater attacks, planting.
Yeah.
That does remind me of how I have to look again to confirm, but from what I remember, because like there's many cases of this military CIA movie entertainment industry overlap, and funnily enough, actually one of the better people you can learn about that from is Jay Dyer, because this is a big topic.
Yeah, he's good on that sort of topic.
He does great on that.
Yeah.
But one example I found accidentally is with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. So that was released in 2009, and that had in like one scene at least, there was this kind of special stealth military helicopter that when you look at it and then you look at the stealth helicopters they debuted in the Bin Laden mission in 2011, they're basically identical. So that was interesting.
No, so I had a video game for the Commodore way back, late 80s.
Commodore, wow.
Yeah. Commodore 128, not the Commodore 64. And that I had a stealth fighter game. And then I got it or maybe I had it for an IBM clone or something like that. So I had this stealth fighter game, and then when it got declassified in the first Iraq War, and then they had an updated version of the game, and the old version, it looked really, really similar and to what it turned out to be.
Yeah, and wow.
And like Tom Clancy novels have like a lot of like classified information. Like you can gather stuff from like industry sources and stuff like that. And back when I was in a defense contractor, there would be some stuff that I'm not sure how these publications figured stuff out, but they figured stuff out, and maybe some stuff was wrong and some stuff was right. I'm not going to go into detail on what I was working with, but it's just I don't know.
Was it?
Yeah, I don't know if it's leaks or educated guesses, or they put stuff together with public sources, because I guess you can put together enough unclassified stuff where if you put that stuff together, then you get like some classified information.
You were working on the Dolphins, weren't you? Don't lie to us now.
Yeah, I wish that would have been much more fun. So
that reminds me how it's become a modern meme where like over the past few years there have been multiple like US military hardware leaks on World of Tanks forums, because people have been arguing over what tanks are better, like real life. Because World of Tanks, the whole thing is like it's trying to be very accurate with actual tank specifications, and people have just like on multiple occasions leaked actual classified specs on real military hardware to just win a forum argument in World of Tanks.
Well, okay, so in my training, okay, and in my training, they used to have stuff like basically people would here, I'm just copying a link or whatever. If you want to get information from someone, like purposely give them like a false thing. So I don't. Let's say it's helicopters. Like, it's like 30 RPMs per minute. No. So if like what the way you can get interactions online is by like purposely giving false information and just having people have this inordinate desire to correct you. So they said one of the strategies to get information out of you is to purposely give false information, what they know to be false information, to get the correct information. So keep that in mind. That's kind of like a human nature sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, true. And I think I've seen that online where somebody for either Reddit or Stack Overflow or whatever, posts a question. They don't get any responses, so they log in on another account. This woman logged in on another account and purposely gave a false answer, and then everybody corrected her, and that's how she would get answers to her questions. So,
I think I remember that.
Yeah, that gets posted once in a while. Okay, let's keep going.
Explosives, military payload strapped to the back of them. We're offended. Oh, gosh. And what's funny is Day of the Dolphin, that's where I got this from.
Unwittingly, he had trained a dolphin to kill the President of the United States.
The thing on his back will hurt me. I'll stop being out.
But that's literally the plot in 1973.
I'm sorry, I
just have a cleaner highlight here. Weapons packages, attacks on varieties of ships, underwater attacks, planting explosives, military payload strapped to the back of them. We're offended. Oh, gosh. And what's funny is Day of the Dolphin, that's where I got this from.
Unwittingly, he had trained a dolphin to kill the President of the United States.
The thing on his back will hurt me. I'll stop being out.
But But that's literally the plot in 1973. Was the friggin' CIA was gonna like assassinate the president? I don't know if it's the CIA in the movie, but we have a CIA attack manual here by planting an explosive device on the back of the Dolphin, and then the Dolphin went just put it on the boat and blow up the president, which is exactly what the CIA documents say can be done by putting a weapons package using dolphins for these operational purposes, by placing an appropriate object. I don't know why dolphin is redacted here when they say dolphin here, within a certain range, up strapping the payload onto the dolphin's back, as long as there are appropriate communications between the animal and its handlers, and you design the appropriate shape of the payload for the dolphin to drop off. And that by 1964, the technical feasibility to do the plot of Day of the fucking Dolphin had already been established. The technical feasibility to put a fucking bomb on the back of a dolphin and use it to blow up a ship had already been established. The technical feasibility has already been established to do this.
He had trained the Dolphin to kill the President of the United States.
This right here.
He's back.
The thing on your back. It's right friggin' here. Deliver a simulated weapons package.
All right. I'll get the part 2 up. But in the meantime, like, I think we really need to write into Netflix or somebody. Like, I would totally watch that movie.
The original one. Yeah. I mean,
yeah, that's
I don't know why. I mean, I don't know why I just have a big dislike for old movies in general. I have no idea why, except for like the true epics, you know, like Cleopatra and what have you, like the
especially the low budget stuff.
That's
back then, kind of like, they were using inferior film, and
yeah, exactly,
it's like 50 some years ago or something. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Cleopatra and Ben-Hur and maybe like a couple other movies are just jaw-dropping in the production. They crap all over everybody today with production value, precisely because they can't rely on literally any visual effects. It's incredible. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's some movies like Lawrence of Arabia. Lawrence of Arabia and Cleopatra and stuff still look amazing, right? There. Okay, hold on a second. I almost got let me get the Mike Ben's Dolphins Part 2. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Let me I mean, that movie's, I'm sorry. There's no reason not to have that movie more accessible. It would be like what was the Piranhas, like the post Jaws movie? You ever see that thing?
Oh, that's just Piranha, isn't it? Like 2010 or something?
Oh, that might have been a remake. There was one in like the late 70s, early 80s, like post Jaws or something. So
I just know like the 2010-ish Piranha movie.
Yeah, I think that might have been a remake of the schlocky
one. The Dolphin to kill the President of the United States.
The thing on this right here.
All right, I think
the thing on your back. Brits are how we got in this Iran mess in the first place, because Mossadegh threatened to nationalize Anglo-British Petroleum, which is today BP, involved in Iran because of British oil interests. And then we teamed up with the Brits and then put our own U.S. oil interests in there. And then the Brits care a little bit less about Iran nowadays, a lot less about nowadays, because under the Iran deal, they worked out a deal with the mullahs as part of sanctions relief to join in the profits with the Iranians. That's why Keir Starmer is at odds with this administration around.
Oh, there is a city of London. I don't know if you've seen, like, there's a whole city of London theory that, like, Trump is trying to, like, City of London's like the financial center. Like, it's almost separate from like the rest of the empire sort of thing. But like kind of vestiges of the British Empire he's attacking. So that would go along with that theory.
And Iran policy is because the biggest beneficiaries of the Iran deal were the Brits and a bunch of British adjacent US DNC donors like George Soros. But in 2000, before there was an Iran deal and before there was this back channel between the Brits and the Iranian government, the BBC was putting out this propaganda. Oh, gosh, let's see what their evidence is here. Iran buys kamikaze dolphins. They're using the same phrase. Let's see. Citation, please. This is going to be an anonymous government source. Let's start with the Wall Street Journal. Iran is grasping for a solution. They're desperate. Let's see. Do they use the word desperate? Let's see. Am I going to get, okay, we gotta breach the firewall here. Why is archive.is being slow? Let's try archive.org. Why is this being so slow? archive. Oh, they're all down tonight? Yeah, that's crazy. All right. I might have to just ask an AI to try to break it. All right. In the meantime, I guess we'll start with this 2000. Iran buys kamikaze dolphins. From 2000 in the BBC. This is what they're citing. So when he said in the past, so the evidence so far is that 26 years ago.
All right, I'm going to skip some of this. This is just like, yeah, we get they're doing media manipulation.
Bro cannot stick to the subject.
Conservation Society is on fucking CIA payroll, was responsible for this goddamn propaganda to begin with. You can't make this shit up. All right, I need a palate cleanser before we keep going. Let's shake it up a little bit. We're going to come right back to this.
Faster than lightning, no one you see is smarter than he.
Are you old enough to know Flipper?
I know a surprising amount of old movies. I know of Flipper. I don't think I ever watched it specifically, but I know of it. I've seen bits of it.
Yeah, I'm old enough where like you would see.
I'm sure my dad would have been into it.
Yeah, like I wasn't into it, but it was like you would you would still see some stuff from like reruns or something.
Yeah, and I can't on the rerun, and that's exactly how I know it, because there were some absolute legends on certain channels of Australian TV. Where even to this day they'll do reruns of older shows. Like we're talking the Flintstones, the Jetsons, Bewitched. Is that what it's called? Bewitched.
Bewitched, yeah,
no,
I
think so.
That's based on some older. There were some older witch movies in Hollywood that was based on. Yeah. There
you go. Yeah, and a later but like 90s or 80s one, Charmed. I Dream of Jeannie. That's an old one.
Yeah, I Dream of Jeannie.
Charlie's Angels, old OG Charlie's Angels. What else? Like one of my favorites easily, Diagnosis Murder. With what's something Van Dyke.
Dick Van Dyke.
Dick Van Dyke. That's it.
Oh, is that the one where he played a doctor or something?
He played a doctor, and he helped his son out with like murder investigations, basically, and all that. The original Hawaii Five-0, like a whole bunch of old shows that were playing on reruns, and I used to just consume them all the time. They were so good, those old shows, so good.
Yeah, in America we have this like Me TV sort of thing, which is like old westerns and those type of shows.
Nice.
And stuff like that. It's on like the local
Walker Texas Ranger as well. That one. Peak.
Yeah, but that was from like the 90s or something.
Yeah. I'm just saying, it's like shows range for me like from like the 50s or 60s to the 90s, old shows. It's good stuff.
Cool. All right, let's keep going.
The Flipper lives in a world full of wonder, lying there under the sea.
Yeah, so this is another thing. No one is smarter than Flipper. It's not just faster than lightning, where he can evade Iranian speedboats.
Flipper, faster than lightning.
Okay, but is he faster than Iranian Hellfire missiles? We're about to find out. Is he faster than an Iranian missile or drone? Does the Whale and Dolphin Conservation Society care? Let's see, can he? Let's see.
What's that?
That's an incredible segue. That's an incredible. Just the main theme of this innocent kid show: Flipper, faster than lightning, and the guy's like, "Okay, but is he faster than an Iranian Hellfire missile?" Oh dear. That's a gem.
Clip that. All right.
Outsmart a Houthi pirate, as the Houthi pirates are now going to be ruthlessly chasing down American dolphins. But then again, we are kind of like pirates, aren't we?
Took over the ship. We took over the cargo, took over the oil. It's a very profitable business. Who would have thought we were doing that? We're like pirates. We're sort of like pirates.
And now the Houthi pirates are going to be hunting CIA dolphins. All right.
Yes.
It's Carlsberg.
Who is it?
Flowers.
I don't need a plumber. You're that clever shark, aren't you?
Candy Graham.
Candy Graham my foot. You get out of here before I call the police. You're the shark and you know it.
Wait, I'm only a dolphin, ma'am.
A dolphin? Hello.
See, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Oh, this is not some drone that's here to blow up your shit. I'm only a dolphin. How harmful could I be? You'd never know I was a CIA asset here to implant weapons packages on your ships, a variety of your ships with a weapons payload. We're spying on you with a camera attached to my back. We were putting bombs on the back of dolphins in the 1960s. I guess in 2000, the Soviets, they were still in the hand-to-hand combat stage of training dolphins. 40 years later, the Soviets, I guess, in 2000, despite the Cold War, despite having fucking automatic weapons in World War II, the Soviets somehow went back to the fucking bayonet and only equipped their Dolphins with harpoons when the CIA was equipping them with bombs. According to our likely USAID journo source for BBC News in 2000, these Dolphins, it's like don't bring a knife to a gunfight. Don't bring a harpoon to a bomb fight. They're literally doing hand-to-hand combat. 4 Dolphins were trained in Moscow to do hand-to-hand combat with Navy SEALs. Then they were sold off to SeaWorld, and then some Iranians bought them. And now we are at Iranian suicide flipper from this sequence of events, laundered uncritically into our news bloodstream on Fox News and the Wall Street Journal. Okay, did anyone manage to get an archive link of that Wall Street Journal? Because maybe there's something besides this 2000, because the New York Post here says they cite the 2000 BBC report we just read, Dolphins as mercenaries, even though they were last spotted at SeaWorld.
Airing accuracy. His trainer rewards tough guy for making
Yo. W. Rock. Just as a little bit of background. The Dolphins that joined the Navy, 1964 U.S. Navy film.
The Navy needs a
Okay, I want to share a meme. I want to share a meme quickly.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll stop.
That's what.
Stop. Yeah, hold on a second. Let me. Hold on.
That's this guy. Rock, is this true? He's so much midstream AI stuff. Like, oh dear, bro, you need to prepare beforehand, man. I mean, it's great as like a first pass search for things, but man, you can find it make a lot of mistakes. Don't just oh dear.
He's thinking out loud.
Yep. This is stream of consciousness. That's basically what this is.
that works well at both short and long ranges and will supply us with more detailed information about our undersea surroundings. This dolphin, named Tough Guy, is being trained to swim through a series of hoops. His trainer tests an acoustic buzzer, which will be placed underwater to signal the dolphin to start his run. Quick as a flash, he is off and speeding through the hoops with unerring accuracy. His trainer rewards Tough Guy for making a good run. Dolphins eat about 15 to 20 pounds of fish daily. Tough Guy is also taught to retrieve this weighted disc from the bottom of the pool. He pounces upon it and returns it with his usual self-assurance.
But what they're saying is like they have all sorts of special properties. Well, anyway, they go on to say in this, they talk about like they can perceive all sorts of acoustic intervals way ahead of where the U.S. military is and being able to do all these things. All right, so here is from the Wall Street Journal. This is from 2 days ago. Iran's grasping for a solution. It's desperate. For almost 5 decades, Iran's Islamic government has tried financial pressure by selling U.S. oil to China. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Let me go to Dolphin. Iranian officials said Tehran could use previously unused weapons to attack U.S. warships from submarines to mine-carrying dolphins. What do you mean? Wait, that's it? That's the only reference to dolphin? They have no evidence? There's nothing in here about that's it. So in 2026, the previously unused weapons means the 4 dolphins that were trained in 1991 to use harpoons in hand-to-hand combat in aquatic.
All right, let's skip over the Soviet dolphins. Let's get to the American dolphins. That's what we care about.
Yeah, we are really just watching a guy. You said it perfectly. We're just watching a guy think out loud here. Like, man, he is taking the fun out of this topic. I mean, like, except for the bits bringing up the old shows, that was funny and fun. But man, he's taking the fun out of it by just jumping through. Oh, here's what this thing says here. Here's what this says over there. Blah 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 blah. Just stick to a line,
I think
bro.
This might be somewhat interesting. Let me see.
Those and private mercenary firms and NATO Stratcom and NATO Civil Affairs, NATO Political Affairs, they can all work with Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and Google to take you down, to get you removed or demonetized from social media. Not because of the Gerasimov doctrine anymore. They just changed the name because now the Gerasimov doctrine had been tarnished because it was a lie made up by Mark Galeotti. And they said, okay, we're calling it hybrid warfare now. Doesn't matter.
All right, I'm moving to part 3. So what he's talking about there is pertinent, kind of like to the media, because of like if you're interested in demonetization and that sort of
military
thing.
Contract to operate CIA and Navy Dolphins. They've been doing this for decades.
Okay, he actually has done a lot of really good work on that, and kind of like the USAID stuff was heavily involved. Kind of, the Biden administration and all the European Union folks and stuff trying to get people censored. And that's kind of like essentially Elon Musk saved the world by buying Twitter.
Pretty much, yeah.
We're really that close because,
yeah.
I mean, Europe is barely it's not even a democracy, right?
It's
not. No. So maybe, you keep voting until you get the result you want, right? And then...
I mean, I even said this back when I was this is back in high school now. Back when I was back when I was 16, literally 10 years ago, I made the joke then around the time of Brexit, before it was anywhere near this bad. But even then, I was watching this stuff and I made the joke, what is the difference between the European Union and the Soviet Union? And the answer is the name. That was the joke I made back then. That's the only difference. And now it's literally like, then it was a little bit of an exaggeration, but today it's like, no, it's actually not. And in a number of ways worse, because as far as I'm aware, the USSR accepting certain groups that they wanted to destroy, they didn't wholesale seek the destruction of their own core demographics.
No, it's like they just want to be in control, right? So they want to contain the information that you can think. So anyway, Mike Benz has done a lot of good work on kind of like the apparatus that gets put in. You should look up his interviews with Joe Rogan and other stuff like that. But he honestly, like, that work is really detailed and is like, so I think that's why he's kind of going in on this sort of media stuff, is because he really is an expert on like how they work within the media, and they just won't allow you to talk, or at the very least, if they do allow you to talk, they want you to be seen as crazy. So it's they want total control through narrative control. So, control the Overton window, and just out right now, I think, in Britain and in Germany and other countries, just won't be allowed to be disseminated. It doesn't matter if they don't officially like put you in jail for speech stuff. If they just no one can hear you talk, then it really doesn't matter, right? Okay, let's keep going.
A little bit on these private military contractors involved in the dolphin space. SAIC, Science Applications International Corporation. Longtime subs will probably get a kick out of that name. We're a military contractor for CIA kamikaze attack dolphins. Oh, no. We're just a applied scientist, just applied physicist here. That's all. So here are just some of the recent contracts. In 2020, they got a $73 million military contract to operate CIA and Navy dolphins. They've been doing this for decades, for more than 25 years. They have been operating the Navy marine mammal systems. They got $59 million for 2015. So we're already at like $150 million for dolphins then. Can you imagine what's going to be now? Because this is going to be our path to clearing the strait. In 1992, this is like the first Gulf War. They were doing dolphin training techniques in MK6 behaviors in MK7. Guys, we are MKUltraing the goddamn CIA kamikaze dolphins.
There we go. So the answer to this stream's question is yes.
The behavior modification techniques for having dolphin assets and strapping bombs to the back of dolphins and putting them on their back to attack ships is literally a MKUltra program. So it was a little prophetic that in 1973, when did Elon just RT me? Oh, sweet. All right, I'll RT this in a sec. So it's a little prophetic that in 1973, given that to this day, we are MKUltraing, we are giving out $150 million contracts to private military contractors to train dolphins to strap bombs on dolphins, that to this day, the MKUltra program is alive and well. They're just doing it with dolphins. But it's a little ironic that in 1973, the military was so upset when there was a wide distribution movie made called Day of the Dolphin that accused the military and CIA of MKUltraing dolphins to kill the president of the United States.
Unwittingly, he had trained the dolphin to kill the president of the United States.
The thing on his back will hurt me. Fast enough.
I'm sorry. I just remember that they make the dolphin noise. That's just hilarious.
They're MKUltraing the dolphins. It's right here. And right here. They're getting out multi-million dollar contracts to MK6 dolphins, to MKUltra the dolphins. And then we're lying and saying foreign governments are doing it to justify us doing it. When they're not, but we are. This is the same way we got COVID-19. Why do we have gain of function? Why is that a military and CIA operation? Well, we say other countries could do gain of function and create a freak virus offensively. So we need to be able to create freak viruses so that we can create a defensive vaccine to their offensive bioweapon. So it's no longer a bioweapon offensive. It's a bioweapons research project for biodefense. It's the same thing. It's coming right for us. This is what allows the military to create a freak offensive fucking bioweapon. This is what allows the military to create a fucking domestic civilian internet censorship program. This is what allows the military to create a fucking offensive CIA attack dolphin program in the Strait of Hormuz. It's the same trick every time. And you come to accept it because people like Jesse Waters and Caitlin Collins uncritically regurgitate what they don't even know is a random one-off, no sources, no evidence, British government propaganda produced, random, written by a screenwriter, footnote, that 4 dolphins were trained in.
Yeah, so I think this is where his area of interest is. I don't know so he's not as interested in the dolphins as we are, but he is interested in he is interested in kind of like that domestic
media.
Yeah, and more how the censorship complex operates, which honestly is that's more important than dolphins.
Yeah, it is.
So
dolphins is the fun part, but this is where it gets real.
Maga to use submission techniques on Navy
What did he
SEAls.
say? Hold on a second. I think Croc
Off, no sources, no evidence. British government propaganda produced random, written by a screenwriter, footnote that 4 dolphins were trained in Krav Maga to use submission techniques on Navy SEAls. And if that doesn't work, they were trained in fencing or harpoon fighting. It's unbelievable. Hey, Anna Polina Luna, if you're listening, Anna Polina Luna, if you can hear me, at the MKUltra hearing, will you please extend the MKUltra evidentiary requests and subpoenas to our Dolphin MKUltra program? It could be very important in the months ahead. We need transparency and accountability about CIA MKUltra of Dolphins. It's really incredible. But you will know that this is really happening if Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr. take an equity position in a dolphin training military contractor in the next 3 months. You will know the fix is in if Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump take a large equity investment in Science Applications International Corp and their Kamikaze Dolphin and Minesweeper program 3 months ahead of the RFP. Okay, you guys want a music break? A music break is actually perfect because what we will do, I want to get a little bit into SAIC and then we'll get into the source documents. A quick detour, a little breather. We've been underwater like a dolphin for the past 2.5 hours here. Let's take a quick break.
Here, I'm skipping.
Before we leave the dolphins, I want to ask about providing historical context for this phenomenon. And I bring this up because there's going to be references in the CIA Dolphin files on this. Dolphin was back in D.C. to demonstrate his reconfigured device. Somewhere from the British Special Operations Executive in the OSS. They could see no evidence of his presence under the water. He left no air bubbles in his wake. You would have no idea that a dolphin was underneath. Scuba diver. The ability to swim underwater undetected meant the difference between mission failure and mission success. His invention was perfect for covert operations. Christian's scuba diving device freed divers from the vessel's boundaries. Now, just to put the button on what I was talking about with what I think is really behind this fake news cycle in terms of I think this is being leaked to prepare for hundreds of millions of dollars or tens of millions of dollars in Pentagon contracts for CIA attack and mine clearing dolphins. Zelensky said for the first time, this is some social media account with this Zelensky video bragging about this. For the first time in war, this is just 3 weeks ago, Ukraine captured an enemy position entirely with ground robotic systems and drones without any infantry. A robot combat unit entered the most dangerous zones instead of a soldier and took the positions. Now, what I was saying at that time is I'm not sure the world is fully ready for when ground invasions can be accomplished by Black Mirror robot dogs. Boots on the ground will no longer carry the political risk of sending our boys out to fight and die. The temptation for robot-only ground invasions could be enormous. Like a lot of people look at this and they're like, oh, that's super cool. No Ukrainian lives were lost in killing Russians and seizing ground from them. So there's no lives were lost in doing so. And so that makes it very politically easy to justify without blowback from angry parents and broken up communities from all the human life costs of war. But what happens if we could, for example, if we could operationally invade Iran right now with just robots, Black Mirror style robot dogs? The only reason we didn't go into Iran with ground troops at this point is because the topography and geography of Iran combined with its existing drone and missile arsenal would leave tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of American lives lost. It would take millions or hundreds of thousands of troops to even have a competent invading force. There's 2 million members of the IRGC. The only reason that we're not doing it, we had no problem sending in airplanes overhead and bombing from range. But the only reason there's no ground invasion is because we don't yet have in full what was just proven as something that could work in Ukraine. We don't have something at that scale to be able to send into Iran. We don't have 100,000 Black Mirror robot dogs, and Iran might kill 30,000 of them, but now you've got an occupied Iranian province. You might not be able to seize Tehran with it, but you can see some outer provinces. The dogs will kill 30,000 IRGC soldiers, will lose 30,000 robot dogs, but not a single American life lost. Very easy for a president or a 4-star general or the Joint Chiefs to justify. And what I'm saying here with the dolphins is what's playing out with this fake news cycle about fake Iranian attack kamikaze dolphins to justify real kamikaze dolphins and mine-clearing dolphins by us is in miniature a version of this robot dogs. We're not really sending people to die in the Strait of Hormuz. We're sending dolphins. And that is all the difference in the world. And that's awesome. And that's why I think that this Fox News, CNN, CIA, Carnegie Endowment, all the same day, the same story, Wall Street Journal. I think we're at a loggerheads right now in the Strait. Nothing else is working. If we send underwater sea vessels or submarines, those will show up on a radar. Dolphins won't. And further to that, I wrote just as a note to myself, the advantage of dolphins is that it looks natural and organic for the dolphins to be there. Of course, as we learned in the stream, it doesn't look like dolphins were natural and organic to the Strait of Hormuz. It looks like they were put there in 1973 when the Yom Kippur War and the Arab oil crisis happened. But whatever, for the past 50 years, dolphins have been natural and organic in the Strait of Hormuz. And so if the Iranians just kill all the dolphins, that's a humanitarian nightmare. And if they don't, then the dolphins are running recon. They've got cameras strapped to them. They've got bombs on their backs. They're detecting mines. And then the vessels can go and blow up the mines once the dolphins have detected where they are. Also, they could probably use the dolphin cameras to build out a Palantir style, just like underwater sort of kind of quasi-satellite database.
Man, the future's nuts.
Oh yeah, it is. Because I mean, probably a few years ago, some people would think this guy's off his rocker, but nah, not really. Not what we know now. This is typically. I'm precisely because it's more crazy stuff. I'm more interested in the I'm probably. I don't know if I'd be going out on a limb to say you'd agree, but I'm more interested on the UAP stuff precisely because that stuff's crazier and there's a lot of legit sourcing with that. So yeah, this is like pretty normal speech today. What this guy's saying.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the limits of AI are or stuff like that. I don't believe AI can be truly conscious. Does that make me a Thomist? I don't know. But did you see the video with the like that Chinese robot dog thing going down the mountainside or the hillside or something like that?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's scary as crap. Can you imagine seeing that? All right, let's keep going.
It's insane. Yeah, actually,
just like a pixelated view of the entire.
You mentioned AI. So with the current normal stuff we have now, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Grok, all of those are on the same architecture of the large language model, where the fundamental unit is just an extremely complex speech predictor, which is insane on its own, but it's still fundamentally focused on language tokens. But the new kind coming out, which I'm following closely, is something called neurosymbolic architecture, where that is based, where that technology, it's actually able to go beyond language and actually process concepts like literal. It's basically quite literally thinking on a conceptual level and not being necessarily anchored to this word or that word.
Tokens. So
it's friggin' nuts. It's absolutely, so that's where it's going to get really scary once that gets developed.
Oh, so they're going from I mean, I hate to bring this up, but like, so instead of like a nominalist approach to like a universal like a platonic
more Aristotelian.
Yeah, because Luther was a nominalist, right?
Yeah, he absolutely was. Yeah, totally a nominalist.
Totally a nominalist.
Ignore the places where he explicitly affirms universals and goes against the nominalists on multiple key points. But yeah, he was because he said God declares us just. That's philosophical nominalism. Just like you know those times when you were a kid when like you owed a friend money and then someone else like a friend or a parent said, "Don't worry, I'll pay them back for you." And so you didn't have to owe that money anymore, but your parent or your friend had to owe the money. Yeah, that was an affirmation of philosophical nominalism. I don't know if you realize that.
Yeah, because I'm always like, Christ's righteousness is real, right? So no, I took a whole semester in universalism, universalists, or whatever, universals versus particulars, and which so when like the first time I encountered that Luther was a nominalist thing, so that was my background to it. And I was just kind of like, I have no idea what you guys are smoking here. I was like, that doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever. All right, let's keep going.
Straight and without having to worry about billion-dollar vessels or multi-hundred-million-dollar underwater drones being shot down by Iranian underwater defenses. It's brilliant if you can do it, and they're setting up the predicate to do it with a fake news story about Iran thinking of doing it. All right. With that, there was just one last thing before we get to the source documents that I wanted to hit. By the way, in all these cases, again, not to put too fine a point on it, but as I mentioned, when I posted this, we accused North Korea of creating a dolphin army. We accused Russia of creating kamikaze dolphins. We accused Syria of creating kamikaze dolphins. Iran. None of these have ever been proven. Not a shred of evidence. But what's so funny is like even this one in Newsweek, North Korea accused of creating dolphin army of attack dolphins, or they could be fishing farms. We don't know. But that's probably enough. We know that we used, as we covered earlier in the stream, we know that the Navy and the CIA were using attack and defense dolphins in Vietnam. We probably use this as a predicate to bring our CIA dolphins to the Korean Peninsula. But I wanted to just flag one final thing before we get to the CIA source document review, which is while Science Applications International Corporation is the biggest contractor in the MKUltra, MK6, MK7 behavioral modification techniques for dolphins. By the way, it's huge. $7 billion in annual revenue, 23,000 employees, big money for big dolphin. Longtime CIA contractor, yada, yada. By the way, I asked, are there currently any military contracts or RFPs around military use of dolphins around the Iran?
You don't have snow where you are, I assume. So somebody made a good conspiracy theory chart because like the local news media, like if anytime there was a snowstorm in the winter, they go crazy or something like that. So it was like big French toast. It was, because they want to sell bread and milk and eggs and stuff like that. I'll have to send that to you. is like it was from a local radio show or something like that. Somebody made a meme as like the French toast industrial complex, big shovel, big dolphin.
On more situation, guarantee you, 2 months from now, go on usaspending.gov, go on military contractor websites where you can look up RFPs. Guarantee you are going to see this. Okay, so SAIC and MMF, U.S. Mine Clearing and Removal is active and contractor relevant. $100 million contract for AI mine detection. What I wanted to look at, though, was this company. It's called LBI. LBI was not in the AI's top 5 by dollar value, but one of the more visually and operationally interesting dolphin war contractors. LBI says it developed many components of the Navy Marine Mammals Dolphin-delivered Mark 8788 mine neutralization system. LBI says it received a $6 million SPA-WAR San Diego contract for testing dolphin mine neutralizers. Yeah, LBI, let's bomb Iran. That's good. That's good. Smart. All right, so tell me everything you find about LBI, basically, and I asked about its ownership, origin, senior leadership. All right, so it's based in Connecticut, founded in 1971, 2 years ahead of before the first time dolphins had ever been spotted in the Strait of Hormuz. Its most explosive military dolphin connection is to develop the prototypes and manufacturing components for the Naval Marine Mammal Program Mine Neutralization System, which is a dolphin-delivered charge and fairing for mine neutralization, not just mine detection. So not just detecting where the mines are. Hey, Flipper, this is what a mine looks like. Go swim around the Strait of Hormuz and tell me what you see. This is actually MacGrubering the mines themselves. They're teaching them how to actually defuse the bombs.
Vicky, I've been doing so much thinking since we had intercourse last night.
MacGruber the bomb!
You're right. Okay, Piper, toss me that copper.
Just like the dolphins. Dolphins are just say they have a high sex drive.
That copper wire. You got it, MacGruber. Vicky, that ball bearing.
So this is like a special forces dolphin. Not just detecting the mines, but actively neutralizing them.
Here you go, MacGruber.
Piper, those pliers. Coming at you, Grooves.
Hurry up, MacGruber.
We're running out of time.
We're running out of time. The Dow is below 50,000.
Vicky, make me the happiest man on the face of the earth.
Yes.
I poured Casey's ghost last night. We can talk about that later. All right, we got a nuclear warhead. Holy shit.
What's wrong, MacGruber?
And they're using it to defuse nuclear warheads. The same way the dolphins are being used to detect nuclear warheads. The CIA files are very explicit. There's a whole document called The Dolphin as Potential Sensor Emplacement Asset, using dolphins for atomic energy. Nuclear fucking attack dolphins. We'll just read from this for a little. Let me see what this is. CIA memo from 1964. The dolphin as a placement asset. Wasn't this John Kiriaku's theory of Jeffrey Epstein? He's an access agent. The dolphin is an access agent. Dolphin Epstein. The following ideas on possible dolphin missions of the Office of Scientific Intelligence. Considering the likelihood of acquiring information through the use of a dolphin, the dolphins could obtain acoustic tapes of Soviet nuclear submarines. You know who the silent hero of the Hunt for the Red October was? It was actually Flipper. Dolphins could collect clean acoustic tapes free of noise from the receiving platform, which is of the utmost significance in the atomic energy area. They'll have actually a more detailed assessment than just passive U.S. surveillance, with detailed recordings of, even though they might be off our radar, these nuclear submarines, the dolphins can detect the noise generated by pumps, motors, and system drives. So the dolphins will be able to detect the nuclear propulsion systems aboard the different types of nuclear submarines. And the dolphins can collect samples of radioactive waste. And the dolphins can be used to carry a sampler for biological warfare material. It's just like, if you think about it. Why, if you think about it, it's just like MacGruber.
It's a warhead, MacGruber. You can defuse it, right? You kidding me? Look at all this
It's a warhead, Flipper. You can defuse it.
crap. It's like a million wires in here. I'm like a 3-wire guy. Look at this wire. Where does this go? There's a green one.
I mean, this is what the dolphins must be thinking, right? Because this is a military contractor, which is doing the mine neutralization, not just mine detection. It's like you train the dolphin to defuse a mine with 3 wires. What happens if the mine has like 300 wires? No, I'm joking. I'm sure it's not like wire. I'm sure it's all like remote, whatever. But it's just like, I'm saying, how exactly does this work? Like how exactly is a dolphin trained to not just detect, but diffuse? I mean, I guess if you know exactly the model of the mine, the only way I can think to actually neutralize it is to blow it up. Like, they probably taught these dolphins, hey, if you detect it, you get 1 fish. If you neutralize it, you get 10 fish. So they're like amped up and ready to go. And they really want to defuse bombs because that's what gets them the most fish. But the trainers know that there's no way that they're going to be able to defuse these things. But if they
I'm sorry. This does sound like something the CIA would do. Don't you think?
It honestly, I think someone said, I don't know if it was in the chat here, but someone said in the chat, like, it's easy to ask like what the CIA hasn't done.
Yeah. Like, well, we know they do like remote viewing type stuff, right?
Yeah.
So
that one I'm interested in. That's like what's it called? Project Stargate, I believe, which was shut down in 95, I think.
Yeah, so they were willing to get into the paranormal and stuff like that. So, I mean, compared to that, I mean, this makes more, is less woo, that sort of thing.
Bump into them and attack them, and that's part of the diffusing thing. It'll blow it up. That way, it's Flipper the dolphin dying in a suicide mine diffusing act, rather than Joe from Kansas dying to that mine. The irony of this suicide dolphin thing, this is like one more it's coming right for us moment. The irony is that while Iran is not doing this at all, there's literally less than zero evidence. The citation for this is a fake article from 26 years ago, produced by the British government in the BBC, claiming to have trained 4 dolphins in Krav Maga and harpoon craft. But they're saying kamikaze. No, we're training our dolphins to be kamikaze dolphins, not to like do an act of terrorism, but they're going to unknowingly suicide themselves in bumping into these mines that they think they're diffusing for a bunch of fish from their handler. And that's probably where this language is going for. So that when the Wall Street Journal has to put out another piece 6 months from now about how a school of CIA trained dolphins have kamikazed themselves against a dozen Iranian mines in the Strait of Hormuz, this is no longer like a crime against humanity or a human rights, animal rights violation. This is just defensive kamikaze dolphins in their noble fight against fake offensive kamikaze dolphins from Iran. Because don't you remember 6 months ago, we referred to a BBC report from 26 years ago about the 4 Krav Maga trained aquatic Al-Qaeda animals that they imported from a SeaWorld in Moscow? So more on this LBI, because this is like something to watch for, right? So it's privately held, which is unfortunate, because I was going to look for the stock price of this company. This is nothing to look for. It's like the Nancy Pelosi stock trader thing. Like if it turned out that like Eric Trump, Donald Trump Jr., Howard Lutnick, Jared Kushner, Ken Griffin, Paul Singer, like if any of them had taken like a major equity investment in this company, or like it saw like a huge spike in market cap like 3 hours before this Wall Street Journal piece went up, that'd be another tell. But unfortunately, it's not publicly traded. Damn. All right. So it does not just mine detection, but mine neutralization. Okay, it's in San Diego, where they train all those dolphins in the documentary we saw. LBI manufactured more than 300 foreign training mine simulators. Okay. Their government contracting page added more technical detail. They designed, evaluate, and fabricate deep water fairing, vacuum compression. Okay. Dolphin delivered mine neutralizers. Oh, so they just need to place this thing on it and it like blows up the mine. So maybe they can make it out of it. Maybe they will have a happy MacGruber ending. So this is probably like a bomb. Again, it's the opposite day New York Post thing. The dolphins are carrying bombs on their back, and they're going to bomb the bombs. So they're going to bomb the mines. They're going to place this just like the CIA was training dolphins to do 60 years ago, where they have a weapons package on their back. But instead of attacking an enemy ship or a PT boat, they're going to put the bomb on the mine. Clever girl. You know, it's like in Jurassic Park, except instead of with the velociraptors, it's with aquatic Al-Qaeda. This is the IRGC right here, thinking it can outsmart the smartest animal on planet Earth. What did the Flipper theme song say?
No one you see is smarter than he.
He's smart. They're like, we're going to place mines in the Strait of Hormuz. IRGC says. Look at this terrorist fighting for the mullahs and the Ayatollah.
All right,
I think it's just some dumb dolphins got to get the fuck out of there. How many dolphins are going to be able to survive? That dolphin better be faster than lightning, because the dolphin has to detect, hey, this is a mine. This is what my friendly CIA fish trainer has been feeding me all these fishies for planting this little green explosive device on. I didn't know it was an explosive device. When I was at San Diego CIA SeaWorld, taking this green device and putting it on an object and then getting 10 fish for it, I didn't realize that whole time that this thing was a fucking bomb. But okay, I've just been airlifted from San Diego to the Strait of Hormuz. And we're going to see in the CIA documents, they talk about airlifting the dolphins to place them to these various places all over the world. But it's going to see it. Oh, that's the thing Master says I get a fish for planting a thing on. It puts it on there. It's got to fucking hightail it back. How long is it going to take to get out of there? I mean, the joke in this movie segment is like, you have 32 seconds to get away from like a thermonuclear explosion. Like, how long? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they were initially a small boat builder, but then they got into the dolphin business.
All right. Do you want to call it here, or do you want to keep going?
I might call it for this stuff, unless you want to like chat about a few other things before we finish up. But yeah, for this, like, holy yap, man! This guy just yap. I'm sure he has good stuff, but man, oh man, he's not suited to that kind of content.
It's kind of like we're listening. Maybe it's his kind of chill stream sort of thing.
Maybe. In which case, that's fair enough. That's our fault, or my fault. Maybe.
the last two segments are in the description already. So if anybody wants to keep going, I mean, okay. So let's just say main takeaways: CIA likes to think outside the box.
Yep.
They don't like Iran, I guess. No. Yeah. I guess the media stuff, even though it wasn't like our main purpose, is kind of interesting, and kind of like how they manipulate us, and kind of how they're, tied to the intelligence agencies and stuff like that. They have that Operation Mockingbird type of thing going on. And yeah, the blowback on dolphins. Everybody trying to kill dolphins.
Honestly, that and the whole the U.S. hypocrisy of like, oh, these guys are training dolphins, they're desperate, when the U.S. is doing the same thing. That's funny. That is a funny fact. And what you just said, like the realization that, hey, maybe dolphins being near extinction is because of this. That's actually kind of crazy to think about.
Can you imagine like a Chinese like fishing boat giving orders, like if you see a dolphin?
Bruh.
blow it up.
Yep.
Oh man. Any other takeaways, or are we? Nah.
Not particularly. Yeah.
All right. So let's call this, and then you go about your day. You have anything going on soon? Working on any videos or?
I do. Yeah. On my beautiful Linux laptop here. Finishing up the script for my video on Augustine's view on Mary. That script will be done today. I'll probably try to record it tomorrow, and it'll be out before the end of the week.
Oh, so what's what? I saw some posts on X on that. So what are you up to with that? With the?
So it's just it's in my patrology series. So just videos about just positively explaining what did this father say about this topic. First one was on First Clement and its ecclesiology. This one, as voted on by my supporters, is on Augustine's view of Mary. And the beauty of this video is special because it's the first one where I've really deep and fully used my new custom-made Claude Code apps to help make it. And it's made production like lightning fast. We're talking like I literally started from the beginning of like the reading 2 weeks ago. And we're talking Augustine here, so big ass corpus. But with my app that's able to like auto-generate a very precise and thorough bibliography and to generate an ideal reading plan, and also with my script outline generator app, which I can like rearrange blocks or whatever for the different points and the different chapters, and then I just type in the full script with that. It's 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks later, and basically about to finish the script, and then it's just recording, editing, done, and that's just a straight shot.
If you don't mind, like maybe before our Ancient Coin show. I mean, if you unless I'd be up for coming on your channel, or if you want to do it on my channel, I'd be curious on just kind of like a stream where you kind of walk through like what you've done with Claude and how you've used it, and kind of because I've used Claude for some video editing because I have it on a Linux laptop. So there are some utilities on my laptop. And it generates, I think it tends to default to Python scripts, even though I'm not really a Python guy.
Right.
It likes to default to Python scripts, which is fine. And there can get Python libraries, but kind of if you want to go through, I think it might be useful for people to go through, maybe not to do the same exact thing you've done, use it for, because you're doing different video topics. I was thinking of I want to do somebody posted on X kind of like I want to, one of the videos I'm kind of, I don't have much time to edit videos, so I'm being very slow outside of the live streams, or it's the research. I don't have time. It's very hard to get time to do research to do a good job. Not that I'm going to have like very high video production quality. But one of the things I want to do is go into kind of, I don't think the ancients really cared too much about Jesus having miracles, because I think it seems like from the Jewish and sources and Celsus and stuff, where they're just like, he learned crap in Egypt.
Basically.
So, I think the reason why modern atheists kind of think like, oh, well, they would have written about a miracle worker is because they don't realize how much more supernatural stuff happened in the ancient world.
Yeah, exactly. It was pretty mundane, basically.
Yeah, probably is not mundane, but it's like it's not like completely unheard of. And I think there was more supernatural stuff going on, so they didn't. It's like, but something. Getting back to what you're doing with the AI stuff is just like something to go through the sources beyond a general chat window would be nice,
Yeah. Well, I could show you how to do that. Perhaps even just Claude's own default research mode is actually really good for that. Like for generating massive bibliographies, it's really, really good. Although I've made my own custom system for that in my first big app, actually, which I used for the Augustine.
Does it download sources for you?
No, so all it does, I actually made it a multi-stage process, because whereas I wish I could fully replicate Claude's research mode. The problem is that it has like a master coordinator agent and then like a bunch of different sub-agents, which using an API where I have to put in the cache for it to run, the cost will like explode ridiculously with multiple agents. So I basically made the best approximate that I can, and I've made it really efficient. So it's a multi-stage thing where first prompt or the first button click I do, it takes the topic, the research topic for the current project file, and it just does a scan for all the primary sources it can find. It doesn't look for editions, the best scholarly editions or bibliography citations. It just finds the basic data of a primary source, author, title, date.
So it searches the web, yeah.
Exactly. Just a big sweep of all that, and it just lists them all in a big list. Then there's the bibliography generator, which takes that already pre-made source list, and for each entry, it just finds the best original language and English editions and puts like a bibliographic citation for them. And it also has them arranged according to like type, so like type of source. And it does that, and it's really comprehensive, really thorough, really efficient for me. It's what made the whole Augustine reading process for me like that, because it found everything I needed to. I did some more manual searching just in case it missed anything. Sure. And other than stuff which was tangential to the topic, but provided useful like language context with how Augustine used certain words. So it wasn't exactly looking for like, what texts have the same words, like every key word Augustine uses on this topic. That's unreasonable. So I did manual searching for that, and I found like a couple other things for that. Other than that, though, it found me all the necessary sources for the topic, and the final button thing arranges those sources into the best reading plan for the topic, which I basically followed, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, you know what? We should probably have a stream on that, even if it's like just a half hour or an hour or something. Just kind of like the best ways of using AI.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so when's that coming out, you think?
I'm probably going to have it uploaded by the end of the week, because there's another one of my custom programs. I made like 6 of them now that I'm using, which is entirely like a hyper streamlined slide and quote card generator. So that's always been a painful process for me, like just in videos making the quote cards.
Oh yeah.
On DaVinci Resolve. But with this thing, it not only just automatically creates a quote card according to the exact theme that I want. This is probably the most advanced part. It literally can even export it with like an intro and outro animation. Like I coded that with Claude Code. It gives it an animation, which is crazy, absolutely crazy.
Oh, I might need something like that for quotes or something, or maybe
I'll happily show you how to make that.
Yeah, okay. Maybe we'll talk about that offline or something like that. Or so is it like part of an AI chat, or is it like more a program? AI created a program.
It's the Claude Code made a fully functional self-subsisting program on my computer.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
I also made a Claude API account, so I can get my own API. I have to load my own credits into it, and I make an API key from that and put it into the program. So it uses that, but that's still like part of like a self-holding program.
Okay, so that helps with the video processing, right? Where you make the quotes and that sort of thing.
For certain, yeah, exactly. Well, not so much the quote one. Actually, that one where it creates quote cards and slides and that one has no AI integration at all. So it's just a totally conventional program programmed by Claude. But my other ones, like the bibliography generator, that same program for generating bibliographies, it also takes my raw notes and puts them into like a systematically ordered document, which again, that was a massive time saver for me, because that's always been one of the biggest delays for me. But the script outline generator, that stuff uses my API.
Oh, okay. And when's the J Dryer?
when he decides to man up and actually respond. It's been like 4 days and still nothing. Still nothing.
Do you think he's seen your thing or no?
I
Are you
almost
blocked
certainly
like
has.
everybody else, or
No, I'm not blocked. I'm not anymore. I was for a while. Was for a while, but not anymore. I mean, my video has gotten 5,000 plus views. I've seen multiple people in his comments saying, "Hey, debate Paul. He's challenged you," and things like that. It's yeah. so he's definitely seen it.
I was blocked for. I don't even know what I was blocked for. It was just the most minimal, like, difference or something. It wasn't even like, I think Eastern Orthodoxy is of the devil or something like that. It wasn't like anything crazy or something. He just like, I've never seen anyone besides him be so quick to block. I don't even know what it's. He's weird dude.
Yeah, 100%.
But ortho bros are, ortho broing. Okay.
As usual.
All right, we'll call it here, and everybody head over to Paul's channel and subscribe for that type of content. All right.
And any of my viewers here, subscribe to Jeff. He's great. He's the OG. He got me into the collab live space.
Nice. All right. And I hope everybody had a good Lord's Day, and let's keep it going. All right. See you guys.